What's good, boxing heads and fight fans around the world? Excuse me, B Marsh with another boxing video. Another 50-50 fight we got here, ladies and gents. Another 50-50 fight. What they calling this? Declaration of war? Hey, well, Billy Joe Saunders is traveling to Quebec. He's traveling to Quebec to face one of Canada's biggest punchers, man, David Lemieux. This again is another 50-50 fight. You know, we haven't seen a guy. Actually, you know, I could probably say we have. David Lemieux versus, Billy Joe Saunders versus Andy Lee. Andy Lee was a puncher in that fight. You know, you already know Andy Lee can crack. Yeah, I mean, and so does David Lemieux. But it's crazy in that fight how, but Andy Lee is a little chinny himself. You know what I mean? And David Lemieux Billy Joe Saunders put Andy Lee on the canvas at least 3 times in that fight. I was perplexed, man. I was watching that joint in a bar when I was on vacation. And the man put him on the canvas a few times. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, you know what I mean? But this is a 50-50 fight, you know. This man, Billy Joe Saunders, is traveling to the he's traveling to Quebec to face David Lemieux in his home country, you know what I mean? He must be getting paid nice, man. Frank Warren, man, must be very confident that his guy could get the dub, you know what I mean? But as far as the breakdown, and, you know, I think Billy Joe Saunders, there's no question about it, is a better boxer, better lateral movement, quicker hand speed, a guy who, you know, moves around. He's really a pure boxer, is David Lemieux, you know what I mean? And this guy, Billy Joe Saunders is the pure boxer, while David Lemieux is a slugger, you know what I mean? Seek and destroy type of guy, you know? A guy who loves to throw them left hooks, you know what I mean? A guy who doesn't really box well off the back foot or just have a punch variety. He's just a come forward guy, but if he catches you, it's a good night, Charlie, you know what I mean? So I think, you know, Billy Joe Saunders is a guy who he might be losing he might lose the second half of the fight. But I think he's going to, you know, Billy Joe Saunders is mostly like a front runner, you know what I mean? He's going to do well early, you know what I'm saying? But he's going to have to employ a lot of lateral movement, man. And I'm not talking about running, but he's going to have to use a lot of movement and punching, you know, on the back foot or, you know, slipping punches, counter punching. Kind of like how Lara fought the man Cannoli, you know what I'm saying? But he got to throw more than the left-hand jab. It's imperative and mandatory. He throws right hands while he's on the movement. You know what I'm saying? While he's on his bicycle, you check it, because David Lemieux is gonna eat this man's punches. You know what I mean? He's gonna eat his punches till he can catch up to him. You know what I'm saying? You check it. You seen what David Lemieux did to fellas like Curtis Stevens, man. That was almost scary. You know what I mean? So I do think David Lemieux could be outboxed. He's in his home country, you know what I'm saying? Billy Joe Saunders is a guy who I've seen him look terrible against, you know, mediocre opposition. You check it. His biggest win is what's his name? Chris Eubank. But Chris Eubank looked very amateurish in that fight until the second half when he turned up and, put the pressure on the man, Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I mean? But if a fit and shape Billy Joe Saunders comes to fight this guy, David Lemieux, I think he beats him, you know what I mean? He's going to have to make David Lemieux gas out, which he also has a tendency of doing his damn self too, gassing out David Lemieux. You check it. But David Lemieux is going to have a nice punch variety. He's going to have to fight a better fight than he did with Willie Monroe, even though he won that fight clearly, you know what I mean? But he's also going to have to let them right hands go. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to stand in the pocket and be willing to trade for a set. You see Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler? You see how the man Sugar Ray Leonard was on his bicycle for most of the fight? But there were spots where he stood in the pocket with Marvin Hagler. You check it? And that's what he's going to have to do, David Lemieux. You know what I mean? Billy Joe Saunders. He's going to have to stop. Not necessarily on the ropes. The ropes is a dangerous place to be. But he's going to have to stop all the movement, let combination punches go, throw a clean right hand that gets the judge's attention, and then keep it moving. That's how Sugar Ray Leonard won that fight, you know what I mean? You check it on the judges' scorecard at least, you know. He had the more appealing punches as far as eye-catching, crowd-pleasing punches, you know what I'm saying? So Billy Joe Saunders, if he comes in shape, that's what he's exactly how his game plan should work out, you know. David Lemieux's a guy who's been struggling lately to make 160. He's a guy who could probably make 168 comfortably at this stage of his career, you know. But I think David Lemieux, he can pull off the upset easily if he just seeks and destroy, put the pressure on this guy, keep him on the ropes, and just bang him to the body, into the head. You know what I'm saying? And eventually a left hook will drop. A left hook will catch this guy, Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I mean? Because Billy Joe Saunders, yeah, he might be a good boxer by nature, but he's not what I'd call a stout defensive fighter. I wouldn't say that. But neither is David Lemieux. That's why this fight, to me, in my opinion, is a 50-50 fight. You know, it's the classic clash of styles. A boxer, not even a boxer puncher, a boxer versus the slugger. You know what I mean? And I'm tempted to say that the man David Lemieux will win, you know. I might just go with him. It's going to be tough, man. This fight, man, you know, Billy Joe Saunders can win on points. Because I don't see him knocking out David Lemieux. But David Lemieux can't win on points. He's going to have to knock out Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I mean? You know, I wouldn't be surprised, ladies and gents, boxing heads and fight fans around the world, if we had a draw. I don't want to cop out and make it seem like I don't want to pick a winner. But this is a very tough fight to call, you know what I mean? I haven't even really seen too many prediction videos about this particular fight on YouTube. You check it. I think it's just off the strength that this fight right here is a fight that, you know, it's easy to always pick a boxer, you know what I'm saying? But it's not necessarily a boxer over a slugger or a swarmer. But it's not necessarily written in stone that a boxer or swarmer will always lose to a pure boxer. Look at Tim Bradley versus Provodnikov. Yeah, Tim Bradley won that fight. But, man, he took a beating in that fight. He almost lost that fight. Some people even had Provodnikov winning that fight. Look at Sugar Ray Robinson versus Jake LaMotta. You know what I mean? Jake LaMotta beat them fellas, you know what I mean? And Jake LaMotta is just a slugger, brawler, come forward guy, you know, fighting against a boxer puncher. You check it. You know, even fellas like Marco Antonio Barrera versus Pacquiao. Marco Antonio Barrera was more the pure boxer. He changed his style dramatically from when he got beat up by Junior Jones. And he changed his style up, you know what I mean, to be more of a smart fighter in there, be a boxer. Manny Pacquiao is a swarmer. He's a slugger. He's a come forward type of guy, you know what I mean? And he beat him twice. So, like I said, I like boxers, no doubt about it, but it's not written in stone that a boxer always beats a swarmer, you know what I mean? That's what the advantage the swarmer and slugger got. You got to put the pressure on the boxer and make him have to fight. You know what I mean? And some of these guys don't want to really be engaged in a fight. And that's how I see guys like Bubu Andrade. A guy who can beat him is a guy who's not going to care nothing about that boxing stuff. And he's going to step on the gas and come forward and put the pressure on him. Just like Shambe Mitchell versus Kostya Tszyu. Yeah, Shambe Mitchell's a better, more pure technical boxer than Kostya Tszyu. But Kostya Tszyu ain't care nothing about that. He roughed that little dude up. You know what I mean? So this is a close fight right here, man. Close fight. I might pick the upset, man. I might pick the upset right here, man. David Lemieux. David Lemieux by stoppage. 10th round. You know what I mean? Billy Joe Saunders can avoid getting stopped if he's on his bicycle. Employs a lot of lateral movement. But he's also going to have to throw punches and combinations and stand in the pocket. Land his punches, then get the F up out of dodge. You know? Be an in and out kind of fighter, you know what I mean? Kind of like Manny Pacquiao is, you know? But B Marsh Boxer, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know who y'all think gonna win this fight, man. I'm going with the upset special, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go with the upset special, even though I don't think it's really an upset, because it's a 50-50 fight in my opinion. It could go, anybody could win it. But I'm just going to go with the upset off the strength that this guy, David Lemieux, is the world champ, WBO middleweight champion of the world. Be Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments, and I'm gone. One.